Cletus McFarland recently competed in the ARCA race at Talladega, capturing the interest of not only racing fans, but also NASCAR itself. He is a social media sensation, having over 4 million followers. That figure alone communicates a significant tale. In comparison, most NASCAR drivers do not have anywhere like that level of web reach. So let's turn back the clock and begin with his YouTube experience. Things changed in July 2015, when one of his pals jokingly referred to him as Cletus in a parody video. That one time changed everything. Garrett did not instantly transform the joke into a brand, but the moniker stuck over time. People began referring to him as Cletus rather than his own name. He eventually renamed his channel to match what his increasing following already recognized him as, Cletus McFarland. This alteration signaled the start of something big. Garrett formerly worked for another well-known YouTube channel, 1320 Video, which is owned by Kyle Loftus. Garrett recorded a street racing video and showed it to Kyle, who shared it on his platform. Garrett saw his first taste of success in the area of automotive content. He was still in high school at the time and even offered to assist with social media, wanting to be a part of something bigger. He worked for Kyle for years, sometimes without pay, simply to gain experience. Kyle supported Garrett rather than capitalizing on his growing popularity. Garrett's character and profession were shaped by this type of mentorship. Garrett was attending college in addition to working at 1320 Video. He graduated early with a degree in entrepreneurship. Not knowing what to do with his life, he enrolled at Stetson University's law school. But while he was studying law during the day, he spent his nights creating content, editing videos, and assisting Kyle with the developing 1320 Video brand. At the time, the Facebook page had almost 4 million followers, and Garrett was taking in everything. Garrett eventually decided to make videos for his own channel again. He taped them in his garage, edited them late at night, and gradually established his own fan base. One of his first major accomplishments was reaching 100 views overnight. Then it increased to 500, then 1,000, and finally 10,000 views every day. One of his most popular early videos featured a Corvette C7 with whistle tips added to its exhaust. The video itself wasn't amazing, but the thumbnail and title drew viewers in. It received 14 million views. That event taught him a valuable lesson. The title and thumbnail serve as the video's entry point. If visitors don't click, they won't see your content, no matter how amazing it is. When he reached 100,000 subscribers, he earned a silver YouTube plaque. That moment was emotional. He'd experienced self-doubt, cruel internet remarks, and sleepless nights. But the plaque was proof that he had persevered. Garrett doesn't perceive YouTube as a ruthlessly competitive environment, even if it may be. He does not see other creators as foes or competitors. If someone enjoys automotive content, they frequently follow numerous creators rather than just one. Cletus believes the area is large enough for everyone, and this perspective has helped him stay grounded. He's not trying to beat anyone, he's simply attempting to create the finest videos he can. The major surprise occurred when Cletus used an in-car camera during the ARCA race. That one action resulted in between 20,000 and 30,000 new YouTube subscribers for NASCAR's official channel in only 24 hours. That kind of growth on YouTube is rare, especially for a traditional sport like NASCAR. According to Social Blade statistics, the rise was directly connected to the Cletus broadcast. This demonstrates that younger viewers are eager to watch racing, but they want people they can relate to. And Cletus is an ideal candidate for the post. Even NASCAR commentator Mike Joy recently acknowledged that the sport has a problem. He stated that the same age demographic that watches Herman Schroeder also watches NASCAR overall. That implies NASCAR's major audience is getting older, and if they don't attract younger people, their viewership will gradually decline. That is where someone like Cletus becomes extremely important. He's already doing what NASCAR intends to do: entertain and attract younger fans who use sites such as YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Cletus's debut at Daytona produced remarkable results, even if he did not finish the race. On race day, Fox Sports post-race coverage starring Cletus received over 5.8 million views. To put that in perspective, many ARCA races struggle to attract even 500,000 spectators. His presence resulted in what newspapers dubbed the Cletus McFarland effect. His supporters were more than simply casual spectators. They were enthusiastic, active, and vocal. Social internet erupted with videos of him racing, reacting, and even crashing. his journey to Daytona was not without challenges. He made 2 mistakes during a pre-race test session, prompting NASCAR to throw him on probation for the remainder of the 2025 season. First, he employed a helmet-mounted camera, which is not permitted. NASCAR has very rigorous data collection regulations, and this type of equipment is prohibited for safety and fairness reasons. Cletus stated that he didn't comprehend the regulation at first, but he took full responsibility. The second problem concerned his safety equipment. He did not obey an ARCA official's instructions on required equipment, which resulted in another penalty. Again, he accepted responsibility and promised to follow the guidelines more closely in the future. Despite these early failures, his racing performance throughout testing shocked many. Cletus had the 15th fastest lap time out of dozens of drivers during a 2-day Daytona test. That was particularly impressive given that he was driving a part-time entry, the number 30 Ford Mustang for Rhett Jones Racing. The squad isn't one of the top ARCA teams, and Cletus has limited experience driving this type of car. He did, however, demonstrate that he could compete with more experienced drivers. On race day, things did not go quite as planned. Qualifying was cancelled due to rain, thus starting positions were determined based on practice times. Cletus started in 23rd place. His primary goal was to finish the race, which is not easy at Daytona. The circuit is infamous for its high-speed wrecks, and this race was no different. On lap 12, Amber Balkan lost control going out of turn 4, causing an accident. Cletus was caught in the wreck and smacked the interior wall. He kept driving, but his car was damaged. Only a few laps later, Balkan spun again, this time immediately in front of Cletus. He didn't have time to respond and crashed into her automobile. His truck was too severely damaged to continue. He ended in 30th place. Even though he did not finish the race, fans and analysts praised his initial performance. His post-race interview has gone viral. He termed it the happiest day of his life and compared racing around Daytona to tearing like a bald eagle. He spoke with energy and humor, which differed from the polished comments most drivers provide, and the difference was significant. For years, NASCAR has battled to attract younger fans. Viewership has declined, and many fans believe the sport is overly corporate and the drivers are too robotic. Cletus McFarland provided something new. He was outspoken, honest, and full of personality. Fans adored it. Thousands of fans who had never seen a stock car race before tuned in simply because Cletus was behind the wheel. That is something NASCAR has not been able to accomplish despite millions of dollars in marketing. One of the most memorable events happened after the race, when Dale Earnhardt Jr. invited Cletus to his podcast, The Dale Jr. Download. Dale Jr. is one of racing's most renowned speakers. When someone like him notices something, people pay attention. Dale's firm, Dirty Mo Media, announced the podcast episode with excitement, urging followers to buckle up. The conversation is intended to cover topics ranging from Cletus's Daytona debut to how influences like him may affect the future of motorsport. The idea of influencers entering professional sports is not new. Jake Paul achieved it in boxing, introducing millions of new fans to the sport. Cletus McFarland might be doing the same in racing. If one YouTuber can generate 5.8 million views on a post-race highlight and 40,000 people watch a live stream from inside his car, NASCAR should reconsider its tactics. These figures demonstrate that people are not simply watching, they are highly involved. He also finished in the top 10 of the ARCA Menard Series race in Talladega. Starting 24th in the number 30 Rhett Jones Racing Ford, he quickly advanced before a valve spring failure hindered his progress. Despite the engine trouble, he fought to remain on the lead lap. Things became tight late in the race when he narrowly avoided a multi-car disaster, joking later that his cut-off sleeves provided him an advantage. McFarland started 14th in a one-lap overtime dash, but another wreck occurred before turn 1. He dodged the pandemonium once more, crossing the finish line in 10th place with prudence. Nearly 70,000 people watched live via his in-car camera. He claimed that after losing the draft, the engine turned into a dog, but he followed the advice of NASCAR veteran Greg Biffle to continue in the game. McFarland's first ARCA race at Daytona ended in a DNF, thus his recovery in Talladega shown significant growth. He nevertheless hinted that he would return for the fall race. As always, please leave a comment with your thoughts on this. While you're down there, make sure to hit the subscribe button as well.